Hello. Hello. Hey everybody, how you doing? We're Fat Jack's Comic Crypt. This show has a name, Latchkey Manifesto, The Trickster and the Fool. Oh yeah, I gotta run that by you.
Sure.
Like, what do you want our name to be? Like, do we stick with what we got? Because at some point I was told we really got to like commit to something.
Really?
Yeah. So at one point, like the other night, I was like taking a shower and I was like the trickster and the fool. Yeah. And then I'm like, no one will like it but me. But I'm like, I love it. Anyway.
Who do I get to be?
Well, that's the great thing.
Doesn't matter.
Like every show, it's like, who is the trickster that night? Who's the fool? Are they the same person? They're like, what the hell are they even talking about? By the way, I've been rereading a lot of Hellblazer, so that was part of it, you know. Anyway, hey, how are you, everybody? Welcome to the experience. Welcome to Fat Jack's Comic Crypt. I'm Brendan. That's Al, as the little thing down there says. We're here until 8 o'clock to technically sell comic books, but also we like talking to each other and we like talking to you. So please be as active in the chat as possible. That really gives us a lot of energy. When the chat goes dead, we sort of like feel like we're lost in the void, you know, just sort of being swallowed by oblivion. And no one wants to see that unless you are all out there waiting for me to cry on screen, which is highly possible. So tune in. You never know what's going to happen. Anyway, Zayden, what's up, buddy?
Right out the gate first in the chat.
Man, I really want to try that thing I was talking about and get the speaker and see if I can call Zayden. Hey, Zayden in the chat, let me know. If I called you on the phone right now, would you answer and talk on camera? Let me know if you're comfortable with that at all. Because I have this speaker on my phone here, and I kind of wanted to try something tech-wise. But again, I need a willing guinea pig to be a part of it. So let us know. Anyway, while that is sort of percolating in the ether of the internet, let's do a little business. We are here to try to sell comic books, try to get comic books to you. And the way that we do that...
Absolutely, call. Whatever you want.
Oh, really?
That's what he said.
Oh, my God. Okay. Let me do some business real quick, and then I really want to attempt this. Okay, so, yes. If you are interested in purchasing anything that you see here tonight, please hit us in the chat. Be as specific as possible when you're claiming a book. Use terms like, I want to buy that, I want to claim that, something along those lines.
Just issue number and title, just claim.
As specific as possible, okay? Please. It avoids some of the confusion of who got it first and what have you, because like sometimes people just have some questions. They want to know more about a book. If you do claim anything, it's through the chat. If for whatever reason you're watching us and the chat isn't working or what have you, you can always give us a call. It is a Philadelphia. We're here in Philadelphia. Our number is right there on the screen, 215-963-0788. Anyone who is in the Philadelphia area, any books that you claim you want to pick up, you can pick up here in our Center City shop. Or we can ship them over to our Jersey store in Oakland. You could pick them up there. Or we're going to need to ship those books to you, okay? And the way that we get your contact information, if you have any questions, things of that nature, please email us. Our email for Al and myself is...
Very funny.
How do you know?
I can just tell.
You just tell?
I can tell. The number was still on the screen.
So the email to reach Al and I, primarily Al, is fjccshow@gmail.com. That stands for Fat Jack's Comic Crypt Show @gmail.com. So like I said, fjccshow, it's right there at gmail.com. That's the way to reach us or to give us your contact information so we can ship books to you. So Al can, if you want an invoice, you want to know what you claimed, whatever the
if you're looking for anything during the week, we got a couple people hitting us up with lists, things like that. And for the most part, I mean, Mr. Chamberlain, you've got packages from us. Mr. Lime's got packages. There hasn't really been any kind of shipping problems. But I'm just kind of waiting for that to happen.
You're waiting for that to happen?
It's just, I feel like
I
feel like it's coming.
It's coming.
But yeah, so for the most part, it's $7 for your first claim, and then we'll combine shipping costs for any claim after that. We're not going to hit you with a $7 charge for each book.
Good evening. This is Zainin.
Zainin, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're clicking in and out, but I can hear you.
Oh, clicking in and out. So everybody, you are watching. So Zainin, you're live on screen right now.
Which is totally cool.
Hey, say hi. Say hi to everybody.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Fat Jacks.
Hopefully you guys can hear him. Zainin, I'm not going to keep you on, and I'm not going to belabor the point. I just wanted to experiment in case at some point we want to do a call-in show. No, I'm kidding.
But that's fine with me, too.
Good stuff. Zainin, as always, man, thank you so much for watching us. I'll see you later in the week, and hopefully enjoy the show.
All right, have a good show, guys.
You too, bud. Take care. Peace.
Bye.
All right, cool. That was fun. That worked. All right. Well, hopefully it worked.
We'll see. Yeah, let us know. Could you guys hear him?
Yeah, let us know if you can hear him.
How'd that go?
Yeah.
And to Elvis in the chat, we do have some moderately big books today. And we'll get to them.
Yeah, we'll get to them. So we did oh good, cool. Nice. Nice. All right. So we did the business. We got our phone number out. We got our email. We checked in with Zainin. So I guess at this point we'll just we'll go through. So tonight, I don't know how much we're gonna get through, but we got a couple key books over here. But primarily we're gonna do some series. We like right up here we got a bunch of Avengers. We have some Incredible Hulks, some She-Hulks, some Captain Marvel, original Captain Marvel, not Carol Danvers. So you know we'll go from there, okay? But we're going to start with something a little esoteric, a little weird, a little different, something that I was not aware of until it was brought to my attention a couple days ago. And that is this interesting book right here, okay? So I'm going to roll it up here for everyone to kind of see. There's the Prophet, okay? So what this is, now this is a fine condition book. It's got a little bit of like rust on the staples. I mean, actually, it's really for a book a little bit of browning. But anyway, this is from 1966. Okay, it is referred to as the Alienated War Baby Report, The Prophet, by a gentleman by the name of Joel Beck. Okay, now I had no idea who the heck Joel Beck was, but now I sort of do. Joel Beck is considered by many, argued by others, to possibly be the original American underground comic artist. Okay, he predates Crumb. He predates the Freak Brothers. 1966. I mean, I don't know if he's from the Bay Area. In fact, let me throw it out there to the chat to everybody. Is anyone aware of who Joel Beck is? I'd be curious to learn more. I found a little bit of information, but it wasn't. I mean, he even refers to himself here as the America's #1 college cartoonist. And he asks the question, are you calling him a liar? Are you? Because maybe he's right, you know? But here we go. This is a very unique, self-published little book. I imagine you're not going to see too many of these. In fact, when I looked it up on eBay, Evil Bay, as some people refer to it, it was a book in like good condition. Like when I say good condition, I mean like very fine or something along the line. It was easily going for like $300-400. It's definitely a historical artifact in regards to underground American cartoons. So there we go. I don't know where Mike found this. I don't know if he pulled it out of the Greg hole in some deep recess that we're not even aware of, or we're maybe a little bit afraid to go there because it's quite damp. But hey, man, it's cool. I mean, I was actually afraid to like pull it out and really like flip through and look at it, but I really do enjoy. Again, it's not going to probably register very well on screen, but there's all of this really fun little some naked ladies. Of course, you can't be an underground cartoon artist and not have exposed breasts. But these weird little, like, I don't know, babies. Is that like a little Cossack baby and like a little like Monopoly Man baby? But this is a very interesting book, very unique, different, something I've never seen before in my life. But hey, there it is.
That's really cool.
So the Alienated War Baby Report, The Prophet. And just so we're clear, it's profit like capitalist profit, profiting money-wise, what do we have there? What are we learning about?
It's the title parodies Give Brains the Prophet.
Oh, okay. Now, do we know much about Joel Beck?
This is pretty much just like a little blurb about the title.
Okay.
Mr. Barucci, you got it.
All right. Thank you very much, Nick. Cool beans. All right, but again, we're going to move on. But if anyone has some information about Joel Beck, any other kind of maybe titles, what area he was from, or what have you, I would love to learn more.
I guess he did Spoof.
Spoof?
He did Spoof for a while. Is that what? It's like you're cutting and pasting off of something, so it's hard to.
Okay. All right.
There's a few different things.
Maybe I should just call them. Get him.
That album Odelay, that's him too.
What, for real?
Yeah.
Wait, the album Odelay?
Yeah.
He
had 3 turntables.
Oh, I get it, Joel Beck. Man, you guys are just crushing it, okay? Man, when did this become Live at the Apollo?
Man, I wish I had a big hook.
Yeah, I know. Did you ever watch, you remember Caroline's? What were some of the other, like, it would be late night on USA. They would do those, like, really late night in the early 90s, like, late night stand-up comedy shows from, like, Caroline's, and there was another place. Anyway.
Remember, like, the Improv, it was the brick wall.
Yeah, the Improv. Yeah, that was one of them and stuff. Okay, cool. All right, so moving on. Next up is a book that most people are going to recognize immediately. So let's show it off. This is Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars number 8. All right. So there you go. That is now just it is $50, but it's a fine minus. Now, there are no glaring problems with this book. There's no tears, no water damage, no writing. There's nothing like that. It's just a worn book. It's just got some slight beginning of yellowing, like right here. Get a little bit of a discoloration. There's a little bit of signs of teeny bits of stress along the spine. But other than that, so we're looking at a mid-grade. But again, this is an iconic issue. It is the first appearance of the black costume / alien symbiote. And again, it is the most iconic cover from this Secret Wars event. So it is a fine minus at $50. Now, many shows ago, we had Amazing Spider-Man 252, which is considered the first appearance of Black Costume Spider-Man. I don't know at what point in the industry this issue stopped being that, and it shifted over to the Amazing Spider-Man 252, primarily, I think, because of a publication issue, meaning that Amazing Spider-Man 252, was it Marvel Team Up or Marvel... Was it Marvel Team Up?
It's an issue of Marvel Team Up.
Yeah.
Secret Wars.
So those 2 issues came out, I think, like a couple months prior to this issue.
Did this come out in around Christmas? Maybe?
Yeah, it was something like that. It was delayed,
delayed by like 6 months.
Exactly. So that is the first appearance, now considered the first appearance of the alien symbiote, not specifically Black Costume Spider-Man.
Team Up 141.
Team Up 141. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Now, the second appearance of Black Costume Spider-Man is 2 issues. I can't remember what the second issue is, but we have one of them, and that is Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man from 1984, issue number 90. This is a very fine plus at $30. This is pretty much Black Cat is searching for Spider-Man, and she discovers him, and he suddenly looks a lot different. He's all in sleek, trimming black, and the Black Cat is like, that is one sexy-looking spider. So forth. I'm pretty sure soon after this, did they start dating? What era was Spider-Man and Black Cat dating each other? I still think that that's pre. So anyway, that is Spectacular Spider-Man number 90, very fine plus copy at $30.
Thank you, Mr. Barucci.
Okay.
All right.
Which one? All right.
I'm taking this one.
All right. Cool beans.
Cool.
Okay. Next up is so there is a lot of men and women who are definitely in their middle age now, and they were definitely children or tweens of the 80s. So there's a lot of nostalgia going on lately, specifically in regards to action figure lines, cartoons, things of that nature. We've had Thundercats, we had ROM, we had a bunch of issues akin to that stuff in episodes past. Well, now we have one more to kind of round that up, especially in 1979, where you had ROM number 1. You had, what else came out in 79? I had this thought before, but I've lost it, so I'm not going to belabor the point. So I'm going to show off a little title called Shogun Warriors. There we go. It's a bunch of dudes get into a robot, and they fight monsters and other robots and fun stuff. I bet you can't believe it when I tell you this is inspired by a Japanese action figure line. I had these toys when I was a kid. Loved them. Micronauts. That was the other one from 79. There we go. All right. I feel better now. This is a very fine near mint copy at $30. This is when Marvel was publishing all of the licensed toys, ROM, Micronauts, all that kind of stuff. This is the first team appearance of the Shogun Warriors. There we go.
To Mr. Roman in the chat, the Secret Wars is a fine minus.
It is a, yes.
$50.
Yes, it's a fine minus at $50. Again, there are no major flaws. It is just a book that has wear. Just basic, like I said, like here, there's some discoloration. Again, it's just one of those books that's got some stressing along the spine.
I mean, what is it near mint? It's a couple $100 easy.
Oh, near mint, it's like 150. Well, depending on when it's hot and when it's not. So this is like what I would refer to as just like mid-grade, but that just lean away, just to kind of give us a little bit of a, so no one comes back at us being like, look, man, it's got.
Give it a little cushion.
Yeah, give it a little cushion. We're tipping the scale a little bit away from
If anything, you're getting a better book for the price.
Yeah.
We're not gouging it.
Yeah. And again, it's an iconic book. This isn't like a $50 book of a random character from DC from 1972 in some annual, and I'm trying to convince you that this has value, even though everyone's like, who the hell is that character?
We sold those the last issue.
There you go. You want some Nightmaster? All right, so anyways, we've talked about our Shogun Warriors. All right, next up is one of my all-time favorite titles, done by one of my all-time favorite Marvel writers, one of my all-time favorite writers. I shouldn't qualify. Rest in peace, Steve Gerber. But that is Howard the Duck. I'm not going to sit here and convince you that the Howard the Duck movie is good, but as a child of the 80s, I loved it.
You don't have to. It's a good movie. You don't have to convince them.
When's the last time you saw Howard the Duck movie?
I was like 12 years old.
Really? You haven't watched it?
Yeah.
I
couldn't find it on DVD for the longest time.
For the longest time, you're right. Well, I think it was like 10 years ago I rewatched it.
How'd it go?
It was a nice nostalgia buzz.
Okay.
It definitely...
Did you buy it?
No. I had a feeling that if I bought it, I'd be mad at myself.
Did you see the naked duck?
Yes, I saw the naked duck.
Best part.
And I'm not going to deny it. When I was like, what? Like, when did that movie come out? 86?
86, 87.
Yeah, so I was like 7, 8. I won't deny the fact that when you saw the naked duck, you're like, oh, all right.
And what, he reads Play Duck magazine?
Play Duck magazine. That is right. And he's got his little easy chair, but it's some duck pun. Leah Thompson, man, she is a beautiful woman.
See, I would feel like the movie is probably closer to like Gerber's comic than anybody just wanted. But I don't. It's been so long since I've seen it. You know what I mean? Because he was like grimy and just kind of like.
It's funny you say that because again, anyone who's never read the Howard the Duck series, it was satire. Okay, the whole book is just Gerber lampooning the industry, the art form. I mean, again, this is someone who loved the art form. Okay, so any good satire is usually coming from a place of love, okay? Like when I rag on certain tropes or certain stereotypes within this industry, within this art form, what have you, it's always coming from a place of love. Again, you can't hate something or be mad at something or feel disappointed by something unless you love it. And I've loved this medium for 40 years, okay? And I never stopped, even though I have a lot of issues with some of it. So Howard the Duck was, I mean, again, look, I mean, the opening cover, there's a little play on Red Sonja. He's goofing around with like Conan. I mean, I'm pretty sure 1976, this predates Circus, right? Or was Circus around 76?
Circus was like 1980, wasn't it? Or 79?
79 or 78. Yeah, like it definitely, because look, I mean, again, I'm going to point out again. Look at the silhouette behind. There you go. Glare. That silhouette. That's Conan. You know, that's Beverly, but she's pretending to be sort of a Red Sonja Belit thing. There's some guy dressed up like Spider-Man. I mean, you know.
No, yeah, it's 77. You're right. December 77.
Okay, that's what I was pretty sure it wasn't that.
Wow. Okay.
So anyway, so Howard the Duck was always about satire. I mean, let us not forget, he ran for president, for real. Because Gerber was mocking the whole process of how we elect leaders. And again, let's just for the sake of, so that is Howard the Duck, #1, not the first appearance of Howard the Duck. That was in an issue of Fear, which, again, Steve Gerber. But this is the first appearance of Beverly Switzer. It's the first solo series featuring Howard the Duck. Okay? And let Mr. Chamberlain know it's issue 1 through 9.
Okay, so Mr. Chamberlain, it's issue 1 through 9. Yeah, he can just let you know.
Okay, all right. Don't you feel like we're like an arguing couple? Mr. Chamberlain, you and I were. I'm just like, oh, I don't want to tell you that it's issue 1 through 9, so I'll let Al tell you.
Could you tell Brendan I'll take it? Thank you, Mr. Chamberlain.
Thanks, bud. So anyway, so here we go. This Howard the Duck #1 is a fine plus at $36. All right. And then right next to that is just a couple random issues. I'll hold off. Okay.
Okay. All right. No problem.
No problem, man. This is just to go along with the nature of the satire. So here we go. Master of Quack Fu. Yes, as you could guess, look at his little outfit there. He is mocking, making fun of, lovingly poking at Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu. It's martial arts mayhem as you've never seen it before when Howard becomes the Master of Quack Fu. This is issue #3. It is a fine copy at $6.
Thank you, Mr. Bellucci. You got your Shogun Warriors.
Shogun Warriors. Next up is The Secret of the Cellar Sinister. There are some things that man and duck were not meant to know. This is issue #6. It is a fine copy at $3. And last but not least on the Howard the Duck train is the very final issue of Howard the Duck. This is issue #33. This is Material Duck. Obviously, at this point, Steve Gerber was beginning to mock Marvel. He wasn't long for Marvel. He had a lot of issues with how Jim Shooter ran the business.
I'm sure he was the only one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Howard the Duck sitting on a pile of money, calling him Material Duck, and he looks confused. I'm going to say that was quite purposeful.
Did you read that issue?
Very fine near made at $6. Recently, no.
It's weird. It's a really weird issue.
Is it?
And I think he ends up being broke at the end. Like there's, I don't know, some woman like steals all his money or something.
Oh, really? No, that would make sense because what was this? 1986?
Like this is like an epilogue to the series.
Oh, this is a Brian Bowling cover. Look at that. I didn't realize. Like it looked familiar. That's a Brian Bowling cover. Good for man. I love Brian Bowling.
I mean, that was a weird series though.
Oh, it was an insanely weird series. Like one of my all-time favorite omnibuses is that Howard the Duck omnibus because it's brilliant. Plus, you got a lot of Frank Brunner, like art. Yeah, well, yeah, that too. who else was doing the art for Howard the Duck for a long run? I mean, we got our Brunner.
Brunner started it.
Yeah, Brunner started it, but that was sort of like the same thing. Oh, Rick Buckler.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he did a little bit. That'd be cool if Gene Colan did some Howard the Duck. That'd be pretty wild. Okay, so Howard the Duck, if you've never seen the movie, go see it. Because that movie needs all the love.
So if you buy it, let me borrow it when you're done with it.
Yeah, please.
I'm not paying for it.
Nice. Okay, next up, so as not to get stuck in the mud too much, we're going to talk about an artist that many of you might not be familiar with. It's a gentleman by the name of Jim Lee.
Jim Colan did do Howard.
Oh, he did? Oh, wow. All right. So that was a good memory.
So there you go.
There we go. Okay. All right. So anyway, this young up-and-coming artist, Jim Lee, who I think really needs to get his signal boosted. I really hope he can really get his career together. So we're going to support him because you got to support the local small artist. So here we are talking about Jim Lee. The first thing we're going to point out real fast is Jim Lee's first work on the X-Men. This is Uncanny X-Men 248. This is a very fine copy at $15. Colossus is he's kind of a tool because I think Havoc knows that he might have killed Storm. I don't think he really needs Colossus to point that out, but Colossus is Russian. He's not very subtle. Next up is Wildstorm Fine Arts Spotlight on Jim Lee. This is a very fine near main copy at $6. This issue primarily is every page is a Jim Lee pinup, a Jim Lee sketch, a Jim Lee. It's a celebration of Jim Lee's art. Okay. So like I said, very fine near mint, $6 if you're a Jim Lee fan and you want to see some of his pencils, pre-inking. If you want to see some of his unpublished work while working for Wildstorm, this book is for you. And then for a period of time, Jim Lee went to work for DC. Now, I'm pretty sure he only drew a few books for DC and then probably never worked for DC again, right? I mean, it doesn't sound like Jim Lee would maybe move up to the front office or anything of that nature. So with that said, no, these aren't any of the epic keys from this run, but this was the Jeff Loeb Jim Lee run on Batman, where they introduced Hush, where they sort of brought Jason Todd back before Judd Winnick, about a few issues or about a year later, really brought him back, and then we got the Red Hood and all that kind of stuff. So here are 3 issues. This is they are all very fine near mint copies. This is Batman 610, $8. It's Batman vs. Killer Croc. And then we have Batman 616 at $6, Batman vs. Ra's al Ghul. And Batman 617, $6, Batman vs. the Gravestone, Batman vs. Shovel, Batman vs. the Rain. You know, if Batman is on the cover with something, he's most likely fighting it at some point. Okay, so there is our little Jim Lee spotlight. Somebody who definitely needs the work, definitely needs us to promote him. Okay, so we did it.
Do the Hush issues still carry a lot of value as far as the bat? I mean, I know we never see them, but I didn't know if it's just we just never see them. Because for when I started here, they were $20 a piece. It was hard. Those were
well, there's a couple that still are. The very first one has some real value. One that people are really into is the Poison Ivy Superman cover. Okay. That's a big one. I also think there's the one with Batman and Catwoman on the cover. That's a pretty big one. And then obviously the biggest one, well, at the time, I don't know because the character hasn't really popped up as much recently, was the first appearance of Hush. Yeah, that was a thing.
Mr. English, you got them all.
Thank you, Mr. English.
And we're going to take a break.
Take a break. Peace.
Do you like ghost stories? I hope so. My name is Lawrence, a husband and a father. In life, I was a professor of religious literature and history. If I was still alive, I guess I'd still be all of those things. But I'm not. I'm dead. Like I said, ghost story. Believe me, I never imagined I'd be here, helping others heal in the afterlife. So where is here? This is the scene. It's the middle place where souls must confront the traumas of their past. Here I lead souls away from their demons that haunt them. I must also defend these lost souls from others who would prey on them. To do this, I use the power of the Staff of Truth to help them break free. It isn't easy. Clearly, they need help and hope, and that's where I come in. I am a guide of souls. I'm the shepherd.
Bingo, boingo, bango. Bingo, boingo, bango. That means welcome back. Hi, it's us again. Brendan and Al. See, it's right there. We're Fat Jack's Comic Crypt. Yeah. Okay, on to more comic books because why else are we here? Anyway, for any of you who might have Hulu, they're not advertising for us, so I'm not going to, talk about it too much. But they just, this past Friday, Thursday, released a new animated series produced by the Robot Chicken Dudes, written and created by Patton Oswalt, who's been recently writing a comic book that sort of ties into the series, and that series is MODOK. Obviously, it's a very comedic series. It's MODOK and his family. I've watched about half the series so far, and I gotta say, I'm a fan. Great job. None of you are watching, but if you were, wonderful. Lots of cool. You get Fing Fang Foom. You get a Master Pandemonium, and they're just throwing characters out left and right. I applaud them. So with that said, I figured, hey, I got a couple MODOK books, meaning like none. But for the sake of synergy, we're gonna sit here and talk about a little book called Captain America 133. There we go. Captain America 133. This is a very good plus copy, okay? That's why it's only $10. But this is the issue where Falcon actually becomes officially Captain America's partner, but we're not here for that. This isn't a Captain America show. This is a MODOK show. And this is right there. There's our boy MODOK. No, this is not his first appearance, but it is the origin of MODOK. So there we go. Very good plus. $10. And then, like I was saying, Patton Oswalt, who is the main writer and main creator of the MODOK cartoon, he's been recently doing a MODOK limited series called MODOK Head Games, a series that I think is a lot of fun. So if anyone hasn't picked it up or you want to look for something a little irreverent or what have you, it's excellent. And I love Oswalt. So this is MODOK Head Games #1. But what makes it a little bit more unique is that is a Scotty Young variant. And Scotty Young, in terms of variant, is a very sought-after artist. So here we go. This is MODOK Head Games #1, Scotty Young variant, very fine near mint at $5. And then we have a little MODOK bundle. This was during the This was the period during Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars back in 2016, 2015, where they did a bunch of like these mini series that were sort of like not hybrids like Infinity Warps or anything like that, but sort of trying out different weird stuff. But anyway, this was the 5-issue MODOK Assassin series. At this time, this was done a lot more in the vein of more a little bit comedic, a little absurdist. I think in the past like 10 years, Marvel and anyone connected to the MODOK character has leaned into more of the humor of the character. So this series, obviously in the art style, really tends towards a little bit more of an animated style. But anyway, this is MODOK the Assassin, issue 1 through 5. This is an $8 bundle. And spoiler, though it's not a huge one or what have you, MODOK's wife divorces him. And the first person she begins to date, and it happens in the show, it's pretty funny, is our boy Simon Williams, the Wonder Man. Yeah, it's actually really funny. Like, okay, in all honesty, the MODOK show is really funny. Like, Patton Oswalt voices MODOK. Like, it's really good. I genuinely, like, I'm really happy about it. So at one point, MODOK's ex-wife begins to date Wonder Man.
Never mind. No, do you think?
No. What?
To Mr. English, I'm sorry Zanin got the Captain America before you. I apologize. I'll let you finish and then I'll ask questions.
Okay. Well, anyway, because if there's ever a time to roll out a Wonder Man bundle, it's only when you're talking about him being the rebound, him being the daddy that MODOK hopes his children doesn't want.
I feel like there should be an alarm because we actually have a Wonder Man bundle.
I know, right? I know. So anyway, this was a 5-issue limited series from back in 2007. This is My Fair Superhero by Peter David and Andrew Curry. It retails for $15, but you can have this 5-issue limited series for only $6. So what was the question?
No, because it'll go down a tremendous rabbit hole.
All right. So
I did buy like I feel like if not the whole run, like a good amount of that like 90s run of Wonder Man. From if anybody remembers East Coast Comics, they used to advertise in the back all the time, and those were like 50 cents. I was like, this is the greatest deal ever. And to this day, I don't think I read them all.
If it means anything, this was during the era of comic books where if it ended up on a shelf, I bought it, much to my mother's chagrin. And so I bought all those Wonder Man comics and
like full price.
Full price.
Oh man!
Right off the. Who was the artist? It was like Dave Johnson, I think was, and I really liked his art at the time.
What, 100 bullets?
No. It was like, or maybe but it was a something Johnson artist. Like, you know what his style reminded me a lot of, like Rick Leonardi, like sort of his.
Yeah.
Or like I don't want to like speculate too much.
Those were like, I mean, if something's 50 cents, if you can get comics for 50 cents, like you just like East Coast Comics was great for that. They had like quarter sales. And stuff.
Definitely. In fact, the best issues of that Wonder Man series were tie-in issues to the Operation Galactic Storm crossover, the big Avengers event that crossed over with Avengers West Coast, Captain America, Iron Man, Quasar, Wonder Man, and maybe Thor. I'm not too sure. It was like a 20-part storyline.
I think like a Thor annual.
Maybe. I'm not too sure about that. But actually one of the best chapters of that storyline was in Wonder Man, because it was Wonder Man and Vision got like stuck out in space alone, and all they did was just talk about and either like talk about their love or talk about how annoyed they are by Scarlet Witch, because they're both in love with Wanda, and then the Nega Bomb goes off, and there's that great cover where it's like Wonder Man and the Vision, and they're like, as this bomb's going on.
Is Wonder Man like, hey, Vision, I'm nailing MODOK's wife. Don't tell anybody while we're out in space. I got a secret.
And Vision would have been like, does she look like MODOK?
Is your big head in a jar?
All right.
Jeff Johnson and Terry Austin.
Jeff Johnson.
First issue of Wonder Man.
Okay.
And do we have any comics about a guy that turns into a monster when he gets mad, but he's not the Hulk?
Yes. Atlas Comics put out a book called The Brute. And Mike Sadowski, who was the artist of The Brute, was so annoyed at Marty Goodman for how derivative all the comic books or all the Atlas comics were, because they were just ripping off Marvel, that like Mike Sadowski in like, I think like it was like a license plate on the cover or something, but it was something like, these comics suck, or Atlas Comics is unoriginal, or Mike Sadowski, sort of like Alex Ross on that cover of Terminator, let his feelings know about his employer. Yeah.
And as follow to that, green characters, but not the Hulk.
Yes, Radioactive Man.
They're making you work for it.
Green Goblin. Who else? Yeah, She-Hulk. The new Sasquatch and Immortal Hulk. He's green.
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern. I can't think of anyone else. Anyway, let's move on to some Avengers comic books, okay? So, real quick, now, we have a lot of comics, so I'm not going to get too lost, hopefully, in the weeds in terms of, like, storylines and stuff like that. I'm going to try to just kind of show off the book, and if you have any questions, give us a holler if any good thoughts come to mind. So, starting up real quick is Avengers 102. Now, this is a very good copy. You'll see there's, like, a stain up here. Not water damage, but some weird, I have no idea what's going on. But hey, speaking of the Vision and speaking of Simon Williams, the Vision fights his brother, the Grim Reaper. Now, this is a very good copy at $10. Then we have the Avengers 108. The Avengers assemble for the senses-shattering showdown with the Space Phantom and the Grim Reaper. Rick Buckler art with Joe Sinnott. Check and mate, as they say. Very good copy at $8. Then we have, this is actually really cool, co-starring the Defenders. This is Avengers 118. It's a good plus copy. As you can tell, there's a big tear right there in the corner, but it's only $4. But you got Dormammu, you got Loki, and you have the Avengers mixed together with the coolest team of all time, the Defenders. And then we have Avengers 132. Now, this is the second appearance of the Legion of the Unliving, Legion of the Undead, Legion of Monsters. Chat, you know more than I do. Do my job for me. This is a fine copy at $9. Look, Thor fights Frankenstein. That's cool. And then we have Avengers 138. Now, this is a very good copy at $6 because there is a small water stain on the back cover. But this is the issue where the Stranger shows up to do Stranger stuff. Stranger danger! And then we have Avengers 144, the first appearance of Patsy Walker as Hellcat. Not to be confused with the Cat, who would later become Tigra. The Hellcat cometh. So there we go. They meet their most fearsome new member of all, who I guess is Hellcat. Because at the time, if the character had Hell in the title, then they were scary. So this is Avengers 144. This is a very good copy at $12. And then we have Thor Fights Orca, the Killer Whale. There we go. Avengers 149. This is a fine copy at $6. All right. And then, this is a fun one. This is part of the Korvac saga. If you were ever to buy that book, and I highly recommend it if you want to read one of the best Avengers stories of all time, Korvac saga, or at least it's one of my favorite. Here you get a George Perez, Terry Austin cover. This is 1978. This is Avengers 181. It's a very good plus cover. Get some John Byrne art in the cover. This is also the issue where you get a whole new Avengers lineup. And if you know anything about the Avengers, it is a big deal whenever you get a new lineup. So there you go. George Perez crowds hundreds of characters onto one cover. And yeah, he's always good at that. So very good plus copy at $15.
So, Mr. English, thank you for the I'm assuming you meant Avengers 144 and not 44. And Mr. Lime, thank you.
All right. Next up is Avengers 182, The Many Faces of Evil. This is a fine minus copy at $5. Who's that? Al Milgrom and Bob Layton. All right. And then we have a little George Perez, still part of the George Perez era of doing Avengers. This is Avengers 185. This is a fine minus copy at $5. This is the issue that told or revealed the first time the origin of the Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. Now, this is obviously before the revelation that would come a few years later in the Scarlet Witch Vision series that Magneto is their father, but this is the first telling of their origin. Fine minus copy at $5. And then a little John Byrne, Avengers 188. Now, again, this is a very good minus copy at $3, primarily because there's a little bit of water damage on the bottom back cover. But this is the first appearance of the Elements of Doom, not to be confused with Dr. Doom. It's just, look, it's the elements. I guess that's earth, and that's fire, and that's green gas. Look, it's another green character, and that's red burrito poops. No. Anyway, it's $3, people. It's fun. Okay, so there we go. There are some of our Avengers books. Cool. Now we are going to move on to a character that is not green. You're just colorblind, or you should correct the color balance on your monitor. And that is the famous character, the Brute. Right? Brute. Marty Goodman, you out there? You still alive? Anyway, so we're going to start with many Incredible Hulk comic books, okay?
Did you mention...
That was it. I didn't. I forgot. I knew there was something else important about that issue that made it even in the condition it's in, which is very good plus. Still a $15 book. Yes, sorry, people. It is the first appearance of Scott Lang, who would later become the second Ant-Man. He is not Ant-Man yet, but this is the issue. This is the issue where he appears. Scott Lang as a character appears for the very first time. And as many of you know, the Ant-Man movies star Scott Lang. Okay, now we're on to some Hulk. All right, so the first up is the King Size Annual. This is Incredible Hulk number 6. Incredible Hulk Annual number 6. It's a very fine plus copy at $26. It guest stars Doctor Strange, and you also get some early Adam Warlock. All right. Then we have Incredible Hulk 136, the first appearance of Xeron, the Star Slayer, the first appearance of the Behemoth, not to be confused with the Brute. This is a fine plus copy at $16. The Hulk always loves when he fights aliens that shoot him with lasers. If there's one thing the Hulk loves, it's lasers. Like I said, fine plus copy at $16. All right, and then we have the Hulk fights the Sandman in one of the stupidest costumes I've ever seen in my life. So there you go. Incredible Hulk 138. Fine plus copy at $16. Like I said, the Hulk fights Sandman.
Spider-Man Sandman?
Spider-Man Sandman is the stupidest costume. I don't know.
I've never seen him in that suit.
You've never seen him in that suit?
No.
Yeah.
I thought he only did the pants and the striped shirt.
No, I guess somebody at the time was just like, the pants and the striped suit isn't comic booky enough. He needs like an actual costume. It's dumb.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid.
It's dumb.
I mean, you guys should still buy it, but
oh yeah. Oh,
it's not that dumb.
It's not dumb enough that you don't want it. In fact, I think you want it because of how dumb it is.
I mean, we have to buy these books if you don't.
Oh yeah, I guess many of you don't know this. The reason why we try so hard to sell books is because at the end of the day, whatever doesn't sell, Mike forces us to purchase.
That's just how it is. I mean,
it's like with food, you know. We can't throw them away.
I'm going to give you a job, but if you can't do the job,
then
you owe me quite a bit.
Then you owe, yeah. And in fact, we've built up quite a debt. Like, quite a debt.
Pretty sweet collection, though.
All right, so here we go. Up next is the Hulk versus Dr. Doom. This is Hulk 144, a fine plus copy at $18. The Monster and the Madman. I bet you can't guess who the Madman is.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it is kind of cool. But do you think that's Herb Trimp? Like, it was that? I guess
mean,
it was that era.
Probably.
You know what's so funny? And I mean this is no offense, but the Hulk, definitely some of the worst art.
Yeah.
I mean, this is kind of cool. This is Herb Trimp and Severin, but it's just like,
even that's not like that.
I don't know, man. It's weird.
Yeah.
Like it's like an aesthetic that I guess that's why everyone flipped out when like McFarlane and then
really
Dale
knew
Keown.
what to do. They just made him like a big, but it was the same.
Yeah.
Kind of every time. Like
you could even argue that, 'cause like some people say that like the Kirby version of Hulk isn't even the one that a lot of people prefer, because his Hulk was very like Golem-esque.
I like his version. His version reminds me of the Immortal Hulk version. Just
Yeah.
he's got that brow. That, like,
Yeah.
it's got
And like the flat top.
Yeah.
He looks like a Dick Tracy villain. Oh, by the way, hot take, argue in the chat. Dick Tracy is better than Tim Burton's Batman. Anyway, so on to Incredible Hulk 146. It's a fine minus copy at $8. And the Hulk fights the military. A bunch of adversaries. I bet you don't realize the Hulk never fought that much. In fact, the very few times the Hulk fought the military, it was a really special occasion, because it was very rare that the Hulk fought like tanks and soldiers or like jumped on planes or anything like that. I mean, like, you rarely ever saw the Hulk fight the military.
Remember when that cop shot Hulk in the back?
Oh,
That cop was an ass.
what an idiot. All right, next up is the Incredible Hulk 148. The Hulk fights some other dude who's green and has a laser. Once again, someone shoots a laser. Okay, lasers and bullets. People, come on.
And another green character.
Actually, 3 green characters on one cover.
That's it, man.
Don't worry, just throw them up there. Don't even worry about it.
There we go.
They'll know by covers.
I'll do it.
So anyway, this is Incredible Hulk 148. This is a fine plus copy at $12. You killed Jarella, the only girl Hulk loves. In fact, you could argue
Superman's mom.
Jarella. Actually, that was really
It
good.
sounds like a Krypton.
Jarell.
Yeah, something like that.
Jarell. No, it's I think it's Superman's cousin up in Canada that the Hulk is dating.
Thank you, Duke. You got your Hulk.
Thanks, Duke.
Shout out to Duke in the chat.
Hey, Duke's here. Hey, Duke, how you doing, man? Always good to see you, buddy. Don't be offended by Hulk's disdain for the military, okay? Come on, he's got reason. They're really rude to him, like a lot. So anyway, yeah, there we have Incredible Hulk 148, $12, fine plus. The Girl in the Emerald Atom, another Herb Trimp and Severin. Yeah.
And in the chat here, nobody's throwing shade on John Severin. Like, we're fans of John Severin.
No.
His Hulk is just not his best. I mean, everybody can't be good at everything they do.
All right, so check out. Okay, here we go. Ernie Chan. Look at that Hulk. Okay, look at that. I mean, it's like almost homoerotic in regards to how certain artists draw the Hulk. Like, it looks like Schwarzenegger combined with
that's like 80s Hulk.
Right, but then look at okay. So sorry. So look at the two. I mean, I don't know. I guess if you're looking for more of like a monster, like this Hulk is kind of sexier. Like it's a little bit more 80s steroid, and this is more like 60s, 70s.
It's not almost homoerotic.
Yeah, no, it is very homoerotic. Again, have you ever heard? Okay, this is the comic shopping experience, right? So we are akin to hanging out in a comic shop and talking about it. And if you've ever heard customers argue about the best Hulk artists, the best Hulk covers, all that kind of stuff, they talk very glowingly about certain muscular aesthetics, they get very excited, I guess is what I'm saying. So here is the Incredible Hulk 151, the Hulk versus the Crawling Unknown. That sounds like every night of my entire life. Me versus the crawling unknown. You know, when everyone goes to sleep and I can't sleep and I stare at the ceiling. Yeah, I'm fighting against the crawling unknown too. Anyway, this is Incredible Hulk 151. This is a fine copy at $10. When monsters meet.
See, I took it as like you got so wrecked you just crawl at the end of the night. You're like, where am I going?
You know what's really funny you say that? I've had a few nights. Actually, that's a better version of it. In fact, I think there've been a couple nights we've been out.
I've been in that situation where I'm just like, I'm going to crawl around my house and see what happens.
Hey, I can say this. I've definitely crawled home from worse than this, okay? In fact, I've woken up at home and gone, how did I get here? All right, next up is the Incredible Hulk 188, fine copy, $6. He fights the Gremlin. There's a joke there. I just don't know what it is. All right. Then we have, this is it, guys. This is it. It's the spectacular 200th anniversary issue. It contains the most sensational guest stars of all. It is Incredible Hulk 200. Is he monster or is he man? And hey, look, MODOK's there. That's MODOK. So it sort of fits. This is a very fine copy at $20.
I found some purple fabric in my wife's bedroom. What's going on?
I skipped an issue. Before the 200th issue is Incredible Hulk 192. Fine copy, $6. The Lurker Beneath Loch Fear. Ooh. Is that like Marvel's version of the Loch Ness? So this is Ed Hannigan? Yeah, Ed Hannigan. Yeah. All right.
Thank you, Mr. Chamberlain.
Thank you, Mr. Chamberlain.
We'll take issue 200.
Oh, this is a fun one. Okay, so again, the Hulk might not have some of the best rogues gallery, but he has some very weird villains in his past, and one of them that always seemed to pop up, they were villains very early. Was it like Incredible Hulk number 1 or 2? No, 2, where the Hulk fights the Circus of Crime. So here we go. This is Incredible Hulk 217 from 1977. This is the Incredible Hulk versus the Circus of Lost Souls. You get the Ringmaster, you get the Anaconda, you get the Strong Lady, all that fun time. This is a fine copy at $6. And then we get into Rambo Hulk. Incredible Hulk 224, fine plus copy at $5. Look, he's fighting a bunch of dudes in sticks. But it's okay, the leader shows up and he shoots them with lasers. Because again, as we've learned, if you're going to defeat the Hulk, it takes lasers.
I mean, it doesn't take sticks.
It definitely doesn't take sticks.
Come on, just run away. What are you doing? It's the Hulk.
Well, I mean, okay, who drew this cover? All right, next up, Marvel's TV sensation from 1978. Incredible Hulk 230. I can't read. Incredible Hulk 230. Fine copy at $4. If there was ever a rogues gallery for Hulk, it is definitely a bunch of farmers with pitchforks. Because that's how you defeat the Hulk.
That'll do it.
And then, it will segue at some point maybe into our Captain Marvel issues. This is Incredible Hulk 246, the hero in the Hulk. I bet you can't guess who the Hulk is. This is the Hulk versus Captain Marvel. This is a fine minus copy at $4. And then, this is a fun one. This is a cover that would pop up a bunch. Again, this is another getting more in line with, I guess, my version of the Hulk, a little bit more 80s Hulk, even though this is 1979. This is How the Green Grows, the gardener. Look, he's got an infinity gem on his forehead. You just don't know that yet because that wouldn't be established until about 12 years later. This is a very fine minus copy at $5. The Hulk fights weeds. All right, and then we get a Steve Ditko cover. Yes, I don't know if Steve Ditko does the interiors. I think he actually might. But this is Incredible Hulk 249. The Hulk fights Jack Frost of Ice and Men. What lazy writer. I mean, good Lord, people. I mean, I'm into a pun as much as the next guy, but come on. You're insane. Anyway, this is a very fine minus copy at $5.
I mean, what issue had the Iceman coming? So they couldn't use that again. Oh, you know what? We're going to do a break.
We're doing a break and I haven't gotten through all my Hulks. Okay, break time.
There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit comicshoplocator.com to find a store near you.
We're live! Oh no! Ah! I wasn't prepared! Oh no! We're so surprised!
Let's get out of here.
I know. Well, it's the top of the hour. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us. We're Fat Jack's Comic Crypt, Latchkey Manifesto, The Trickster and the Fool, Joe Blow and his friend. It's 7 o'clock. Go Sixers! Yes. Contact us. Our email, fjccshow@gmail.com. If you need anything, give us a call, 215-963-0788. If you want comic books, hit us up in the chat or give us a call. All that good fun. We do shipping. You can pick them up here. Yay!
Mr. Chamberlain, you got your Spidey. If you change your mind again, just let us know. It's no problem. I like going back and forth. Either way.
Okay, so before we move on to the fair sex, let us finish our Hulk real quick. So here we go. First up is now this is a cool cover, Rick Buckler, man. Beware the Changelings. This is Incredible Hulk 252. Look, you could still win the Toys R Us shopping spree. I'm pretty sure nobody's won it yet. That joke will never get old for me. Never. So anyway, this is a fine minus copy at $4, and this is the first appearance of the Changelings.
You know, when I was a kid, like I would get comics from other people, like hand me down. You know, like I had like boxes of comics from it's like hand me downs. And I had a good amount from the 50s. You know, like just random Donald Duck stuff like that. And you know, we buy the X-ray specs and all that. And I get this stuff. And you couldn't tell me that if I sent them money, they weren't going to say. I was like, no, but it doesn't say it expired. And they were like, I'm not giving you a check for that, dude. Like, I was like, no, but it's so cheap. I can get X-ray specs and I can get this buzzer thing. It was all like prank shit.
So were you telling us you were a dumb kid?
I mean, I didn't know that shit didn't expire. I thought if there was an ad, you could just order.
Right. Children don't have any concept of temporal anomalies like the past or the future.
I mean, I was pissed.
All children are sociopaths. It's just neurological.
Well,
some of us never grow out of it. Anyway, so last but not least, Incredible Hulk 253, very fine minus copy, $4. The Hulk and Leonard Samson fight a bunch of poor animals that have been turned into people, a la the Changelings. And then, last but certainly not least, one of the very few cool, interesting, kind of fun Hulk villains, the Ufos, sort of the inverse of the Fantastic Four. They're very bad. If you've recently been reading the Immortal Hulk series, they have reappeared. This is their first appearance. You get Ironclad, Vector, X-Ray, and Misty or something. I don't know. This is Incredible Hulk 254. It's a very fine minus copy at $10. First appearance of the Ufos. All right. And then, before we move on really quickly to the She-Hulk, that's right, let us point out 2 unique items that we have here tonight on the show. Because I have no good segue to get to these. So I will just clumsily stumble into it, okay? So the first one here is a beautiful hardcover book. And I've actually flipped through this book, okay? Let's see if I can do it without getting too, this is the Art of Neil Gaiman, okay? So it's like that's the original Neil Gaiman sketch of death before, obviously, Mike Dringenberg and stuff. But this book is all about the many different Neil Gaiman titles, collaborations, original art, original scripts, original notes, original photos, all that kind of stuff, okay? The Art of Neil Gaiman. Now, this book originally retails for $40, okay? But tonight we're going to sell it for $25. But if you decide to purchase this beautiful Art of Neil Gaiman hardcover for $25, you will get Alice Cooper's The Last Temptation, Book 1, for free. This was written by Neil Gaiman, illustrated by Michael Zulli, beautiful Dave McKean cover. So there you go. Buy this book here, get this one for free. There you go. And speaking of deals of that nature, we have here a little book called Strife's Strike File. Yeah. A random 90s X-Men villain that has not withstood the test of time by any stretch of the imagination. But what makes this book unique, it's a very fine near mint copy at $4, but you get Larry Stroman's signature, plus it's numbered 391 out of 500, and you get a certificate of authenticity. There you go. But if you purchase this for $4, not only do you get a signed epic 90s one-shot, but you get Larry Stroman's own Tribe #1 for free. So look at that. 2 books signed by the same artist of Tribe. Look, this is his name, Stroman, real big, for free. So there you go. All right. So there's some special unique items. If anyone has any questions about them, no matter what I'm talking about, feel free to interrupt. I will tell you more. Okay, so we're moving on. Someone got that first appearance of Ufos?
Someone did. Thank you, Mr. Chamberlain.
All right. That's a good one, man. I like that. Okay, now we're going to move on to some She-Hulk, okay? Now, most of these, there's a couple up here that are a little bit more like speculation-oriented, so we'll get to them last, okay? And for many of you who watch the show slightly on the regular, a few of these you're going to recognize. We've got a couple more copies. I wanted to, float them by people in case you're interested. Because, again, She-Hulk series that's coming out shortly, Secret Invasion series is coming out shortly. They're all tied into that. But before we go there, let's talk about a little 70s gem. Since we were just dealing with a lot of 70s Hulk comics, let's deal with his cousin. And this is the Savage She-Hulk, where she ran around much like the Hulk always had purple jeans somehow. She-Hulk always had a white, torn down for the cleavage. Maybe there was nothing underneath.
She always had a nightgown.
It was like this white nightgown thing, which I don't understand. Did Jennifer Walters just constantly run around?
I mean, I guess maybe it was just supposed to be her night, her slip or whatever.
I wonder if it would make more sense. Remember wasn't there a period in the Incredible Hulk's history where was it Joe Fixit? That was it. Where he would only turn into the Hulk at night. So that would sort of make sense.
But it's ripped down the cleavage for some reason.
Of course, I wonder why.
Yeah.
Do you think She-Hulk's been over-sexualized over the years? I'm pretty sure there are some sensational She-Hulk issues that have a lot of value, and the only reason they have value is because she's pretty much naked. And let us never forget a lot of the audience for some of these comics. Let's call them horn dogs.
Perverts.
So here we go. Savage She-Hulk #4 from 1980. My Father, My Foe. Sheriff Walters faces the She-Hulk in a fight to the death, unaware that she is his own daughter. What is that goofy gun he's got? Looks like a Rob Liefeld gun. It's a very fine copy, $8. All right, let's be quick about this. There's not a ton to say. Crawlers in the Caverns of Doom, Savage She-Hulk #5, very fine, $8. She's in her nightie. She punches things. All right, next up, She-Hulk fights swamp demons, a bunch of purple and a crocodile. It's issue #7. It's a fine copy, $3. And look, she's got her nightie.
Man, she's in that in every issue.
Every issue, dude. Like, I don't think there's one where she's not. And then next up is the Savage She-Hulk #10. Give up, She-Hulk. You cannot defeat the followers of the Word. This is the issue where the She-Hulk fights a cult. And if you've ever learned about cults, they definitely need the She-Hulk to fight them. I'm looking at you, Love as One.
This is actually, because we had this on the show before, this is the issue where they fight in the courthouse bathroom. She's like fights that woman in the bathroom. They just start beating each other up in the bathroom.
In the bathroom. I'm pretty sure that was the inspiration of the bathroom fight from Terminator 3. Yeah. In fact, quote me on that.
Or True Lies.
Or True Lies. Yes,
There's
a lot of bathroom fights. Or Mission Impossible, the Fallout. Yeah. Did you see that one, the most recent one? Dude, super badass.
Really?
Like, honestly. Yeah. It's a genuinely amazing action movie. So there we go. She-Hulk #10, very fine plus at $6. And then we got the She-Hulk fights Gemini. Okay. Real quick question. Okay. All right. Does anyone know what the predominant astrological sign of most serial killers is? Yes.
That's a good question.
It's a very good question. Why don't you all think about it, and we'll move on for now. But I'm curious what everyone is going to guess, and then I'll let you know what my astrological sign is. So here we go. This is the Savage She-Hulk #12. Very fine minus copy at $5. Double Jeopardy with Jean-Claude Van Damme. Oh, by the way, I rewatched Kickboxer the other day. That movie sucks.
Oh, God, why?
I don't know. I had this like weird idea in my head that it was maybe fun.
You wanted to see that kick 15 different ways?
No. Okay.
He jumps in the air and they just show the same.
They do. But do you, like, the internet made it famous, and I would see a gift of it, and I was like, what movie is that from? Have you ever seen the gift of Jean-Claude Van Damme dancing with his little, it's almost like a thong, but it's a shirt. And he does his. I don't want to do it. But no, I can't. No, because I can't do it justice.
Hey Jerry, can we put that on the screen somehow?
I don't know. But it's all in the. You can't see the hips. There's so much with the hips, and he does this weird like Elaine Bennis kick thing. It's just I couldn't believe it when it came on the screen. I was like, oh my God, this is the movie where that dance is from. And usually the GIF is like maybe like 10 seconds. The dance goes on for like 3 minutes. I was like,
the whole thing.
I was like, what am I watching? This is insane. Anyway, if you've never seen it, look up Jean-Claude Van Damme dances. Hopefully, Jerry, if you can find it, man, you'll know what it is. He's wearing a black thong for a shirt that's tucked into dockers that are really big.
So Sensational wears a lawyer suit. Is that when she changes? She's in the lawyer suit. I don't remember that. That's all the thing says. So everybody knows.
I don't know. Anyway, let's move on to the Savage She-Hulk #13. Fine plus copy at $4. The Man Wolf shows up. One of She-Hulk's many sexual conquests. And then following that is issue #14, guest starring Hellcat and the Man Wolf. There we go. Oh, I love that glare. Always wonderful. Very fine plus copy at $6. And then we have Savage She-Hulk #18. Now, again, I want to make people aware of this one, okay? It's a fine copy at $3. It is the first appearance of the Grappler. Now, if any of you have been paying attention recently, there's a lot of rumors going on about the Grappler getting his own Disney Plus series. Did you know that? I bet none of you knew that. Well,
I got it on my Twitter.
You've learned it now, okay? Fat Jack's Comic Crypt is just a fountain of information 10 years ahead of its time. So if you don't know who the Grappler is, then you're fooling yourself, okay? Get it on the ground floor. It's like buying Batroc the Leaper's first appearance, okay? And we know where that went. Anyway, fine, $3.
The grappler trailer's gonna drop tonight.
Oh, I know, man.
And
Hey, if we learned anything from Carnage,
There you go.
whenever we spotlight a character, usually the next day a new trailer drops and we look like idiots. Because suddenly the books that we sold for like $10 suddenly jump up to like $40. All right, now we have the Savage She-Hulk number 19, very fine copy at $5. All right. And then we have the Savage She-Hulk number 20, very fine copy at $5. All right. And when the She-Hulk says stop, you stop.
There's a joke there too.
No, I know. And it's probably about date rape.
Hey, look at that. It's in here.
Hey, see? That's why if you buy this, you get
featured. It's featured.
It's featured. Come on, people. Look at that. That's a Dave McKean cover. Alice Cooper, The Last Temptation. Plus, if you've never seen Michael Zulli's art, it's awesome. The last Savage She-Hulk comic we have is Nobody Escapes the Seeker. There we go. A dude who looks like a bad toy from 1987. This is a very fine copy at $5. And then, speaking of problematic, here is one of the more controversial issues in all of Marvel Comics. She-Hulk number 6 by Dan Slott and Will Conrad. Done by a very objectifying Greg Horn cover, because is there any other Greg Horn cover than objectifying? This is a very fine near mint copy at $5. If you don't know who that character is, that is Star Fox, and his powers is pheromone manipulation. And Star Fox is probably one of the bigger, let's call them himbos, or male whores of the Marvel Universe. So this is the issue where somebody stops and goes, hey, this guy has the power to manipulate people based on pheromones. How do we know that these people are actually consenting to any of the sex that this guy is constantly, they're participating in, even with this beautiful young woman right here? So this is the issue where Star Fox goes on trial for statutory, for rape. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an issue where you look at the cover and you're like, that looks so sweet and cute. Even when She-Hulk's like ass, just front and center. But yeah,
he looks like a douchebag when they go.
Look at him. He's giving the thumbs up.
Yeah.
You know who gives thumbs ups? Jackasses. Okay. Jerry might have it. Yeah, Jerry. Let's see if it works. Oh, please work. Yes. Oh my God, he's doing it. And that was a brief. Oh my God! Yes, he constantly does it. He's like, yeah. Oh my God, I love it. It's too much. And honestly, there's like 3 minutes of that. All right, next up. This is the speculation books that we've been talking about. This is She-Hulk number 22 from the Peter David run. This book is a very fine near mint, $15, because it is the first appearance of a character by the name of, I can't remember her name at the moment, but she is She-Hulk's partner as a private investigator, and it is later revealed that she is a Skrull, and they've already confirmed that this character has been cast to be a part of the She-Hulk series, which gives an impression that there might be some peripheral connection to the Secret Invasion event that Disney Plus is planning for. So this book's got a little heat on it, primarily because of the first appearance of the She-Hulk's partner, who will be later revealed to be a Skrull. So there we go, She-Hulk 22, $15, very fine near mint. And then we have the same issue, but this is the Ed McGuinness variant. Very fine near mint at $20. Again, it is the first appearance of her partner, who will later be revealed to be a Skrull. And to quickly finish off, and in memory of the fact that we actually sold, probably for the last time, a New Mutants 98, one of the many Deadpool variant covers that exist out there. She-Hulk is no different. This is She-Hulk issue number 9. This is the Deadpool variant. As she said, well, it's a variant cover, so I guess it's time for a Deadpool appearance. Now, this is a very fine new mint copy at $15.
Thank you to Elvis for grabbing that She-Hulk 22. No problem there. And to Mr. Chamberlain, I got a call that in our Jersey store we have issues 11 and 12 of the Spidey bundle. If you want to add $3 to the price of that, I'll throw those in there, and you'd only be missing issue 10. Just let me know either way. It's not terribly urgent.
Okay, cool.
All right.
All right, so it is time. Jerry, real quick, thank you so much for finding that. That really made my night, man. Oh my god, dude! If you get it, if you get a chance, if you get just find that one scene. No,
just that scene.
No, the best is the two women that have to get up, and you can tell they're not. the two women, they're. Dude, it is the most uncomfortable. He constantly moves his hips, and then he does this weird humping thing, and it's so funny because every time he does it, the women are like. Anyway, let's move on. Here we got a few. Now some of these we've had on the show before, so I wanted to give a quick run through in case give some people a shot if you were interested. These are Moon Knight issues. This was the Mark Spector Moon Knight one-shot where he co-stars with Shang-Chi, the Master of Kung Fu. This was a special edition from 1992. It's a very fine near mint copy at $6. And then we have this little kind of one-shot called Divided We Fall. Now, this is a very fine minus copy. There's a bunch of shelf wear on it. So even though the book originally was priced at $6, we have it here for $4. Plus, you get a really cool Bill Sienkiewicz cover. Speaking of Bill Sienkiewicz cover, this is one of my all-time favorite covers. We had a copy that we showed before. Here's another one. This is Moon Knight number 8, a very fine copy at $12. There's Moon Knight being crazy. All right, and then we have Moon Knight number 18. Again, another Sienkiewicz cover, maybe just not as cool or interesting. This is a very fine plus copy at $6.
Does Sienkiewicz do the interiors on it?
No. If you want to pop, I can't remember exactly off the top of my head.
Well,
yeah.
Thank you, Lord Howard.
Yeah, I mean, it's $4. It's awesome. And then we have Moon Knight number 20, Post No Bills, Bill Sienkiewicz. Very fine plus at $6. And one of my favorite Bill Sienkiewicz Moon Knight covers. Now, this was during the Fist of Khonshu series, which was the second series after the very original Doug Moench and Bill Sienkiewicz series. Now, most of these covers is still being Bill Sienkiewicz kind of getting into his real kind of style and aesthetics, moving away from his Neil Adams kind of style. And this is one of the very first kind of multimedia painted covers that he did for Moon Knight. And plus, I just love snow. This is from 1985, Fist of Khonshu, Moon Knight, issue number 6. It's a very fine plus copy at $5. Again, it's not for everybody, but I love this cover. This is a painted cover by Bill Sienkiewicz when his style was really beginning to open up. And last but not least, because everyone loves a 90s comic where Spider-Man Punisher guest star for no reason, we have Mark Spector Moon Knight from 1990, issue number 20. It's very fine plus at $4. It's Moon Knight, Spider-Man, and it's the Punisher. 3 against the Secret Empire. Cool. All right. So those are our Moon Knights. If you have any questions about them, give me a holler. If not, I'm going to move on to Iron Man. Another character that shows up a lot in the MODOK cartoon that's really funny.
Really?
Yeah, Tony Stark, yeah. Voiced by John Hamm.
Really?
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, the MODOK cartoon is excellent. Okay, so we're going to be pretty quick with these because other than having fun with the covers, I don't think many of these are super key per se, but this was just a very fun era of Iron Man. I have strong nostalgic imprintings of this, even though they came out. Most of these came out right before I was born, around I was born. Some of these are some of the earliest Iron Man comics that I read when I would sort of get bundles or what have you when I was younger. It would always be these late 70s, very early 80s Iron Man comics that all predate the Demon in the Bottle storyline, I believe. Yeah, they'll do. In fact, I actually put them in order, so we're going to do a countdown. We're going to start with the more recent. Again, I'm not very good at my job. So moving on, Iron Man 119, back in the USSR. Iron Man fights a bunch of Russian jets. Very fine copy at $12. Then we have the Invincible Iron Man, The Spy Who Killed Me, their Spy Master, 1978, fine copy, $6. Again, if there's any way to beat up Iron Man, it's definitely with nunchucks.
Real quick to Ashley in the chat, you're gonna want to hold off on payment. I'm gonna email you tomorrow, and we can go from there. Don't email any payments tonight, okay? Just because I'm gonna need to talk to you or email you. So thank you for getting in touch.
Appreciate it. Okay, so Iron Man 115. Iron Man fights the Animen. I think it was the Animen. It was like animals that were like kind of had their anthropomorphic. Oh yeah, Animen. It actually says it. The Animen attack. Anyway, Iron Man 115, fine plus copy at $7. Next up is The Punisher from Beyond. Keith Pollard. Invincible Iron Man 112. Very fine near mint copy at $12. Next up is Invincible Iron Man 108. This is a very fine copy at $8. This is where they fight the Growing Man. Think about that one for a minute. The Growing Man.
She-Hulk in that one.
Where's the giant-sized man thing when you need it? Anyway.
How old are we?
Not old enough. Hey. If you were going to say who's a walking penis in the Marvel Universe, it's Tony Stark, okay? That's got nothing on Hercules or Star Fox. They're all a bunch of himbos. But he's the ultimate, Tony Stark. So there we go. It's a very fine copy at $8. You even get Yellow Jacket. Glare. There's Yellow Jacket. All right, next up is Invincible Iron Man 105. Dave Cockrum and Terry Austin cover. This is where Jack of Hearts shows up. This is where the Guardsman shows up. This is where some random jackass shows up who I can't tell. And they all have a face-off because Iron Man says, I'm going to stop you cold. Very fine near mint at $12. Then we got Dawn of the Dread Knight. Who did this cover? This is a George Perez cover, okay? I don't know who the inker is, Macros. But anyway, this is Invincible Iron Man 102. Very fine near mint copy at $12. Then we have the first appearance of the second Guardsman. Not to be confused with the first Guardsman or the third Guardsman or, I don't know, the 50th Guardsman. I mean, come on, they're the Guardsmen. They're like the hand or the foot, okay? I mean, it's like buy yourself a Stormtrooper figure and get about 30 of them, and you got Guardsmen. Anyway, Invincible Iron Man 97, a very fine copy at $9. The Return of the Guardsman. Again, the second one. All right, behind that is... Oh, this is a favorite of mine because, as many of you probably guessed, I'm really into Jack Kirby. This is a Jack Kirby cover. I don't know who inked it, but anyway, this is the Invincible Iron Man number 94, all-out action, frenzy at 50 fathom. Now, just to be clear, Jack Kirby does not write or draw anything in this book except for this gorgeous, gorgeous cover. Very fine near mint at $12. Then we have Iron Man vs. the Melter, because if there was ever a cooler name than the Melter, I've never heard it. Maybe it's the Growing Man. So here we go. Invincible Iron Man 92, very fine near mint copy at $12. Burn, hero, burn. Oh, glare.
We're going to come up on the chat right now.
Oh, we're coming up on a break?
This is our last break, and then we'll be back to finish it out.
Okay, cool.
We know this has been a difficult time for you. We know you are scared. Here at Regenerist Tech we have developed a safe and effective solution to our worldwide problem. Trust Regenerist. We give you back your life.
There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit ComicShopLocator.com to find a store near you.
Welcome back, everybody.
Oh no, we're back already?
We're back already.
God, what?
That's it.
Okay.
To Ashley, I'll be in touch tomorrow. This is just not the forum for us to chit chat. So we'll be in touch. And to Elvis, if you could just hit up that email, fjccshow@gmail.com with your contact, and we'll get the ball rolling and get the She-Hulk and the Miles and all that stuff too. Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Really?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. And everybody, don't forget to check out the Comic Book Shopping Network on Facebook tomorrow from 12 to 1 with Mike, the owner, and from 4 to 6, and Tuesday 10 to 12. And then we're doing a show next Sunday. We're open on Sunday, right?
Yeah, we're doing a show next
Yeah.
Sunday. Yeah. It's the following week where I'll be on vacation. And Mike will be very mad at me when he has to do the experience.
Indeed.
But we'll talk about that next week. Okay.
Indeed.
So before we run out of time, we probably still have a really hard out because that's the way the world works. Get the hell out of here. Let's finish off real quick with these Iron Mans just to finish off that little thought process. Here's Iron Man 91, a fine minus copy at $5. He fights the controller. Speaking of the controller, he gets crushed by the controller in Invincible Iron Man issue number 90, Power versus Power. Very fine minus at $8. And a really fun issue for anyone who's familiar with this old era of Iron Man. This is Invincible Iron Man number 77. This is the last part of the War of the Supervillains storyline, which was one of the bigger Iron Man stories prior to the Demon in the Bottle. So, and that is a very fine Year Mint copy at $15. Okay? All right. So we got those. Now we're going to move over to Captain Marvel and the Defenders. Okay. So now a lot of these Captain Marvel books are on a lower grade. Most of them are like very good, things of that nature, because some jackass for some reason decided with a ballpoint pen that they really wanted to cross out the 25 cents. I mean, writing your name, I get. I mean, what's the point of crossing out 25? I don't want anyone to know how much I spent on this. Okay, so first up is Captain Marvel number 30. Hey, man, speaking of the controller, there he is again. Actually, I used to really like the controller as a villain. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like there was this great during the Acts of Vengeance storyline in like, I think 89, 90. Captain America fought the controller.
Okay.
Because like the controller had like put a control disc on Namor, and then Namor like fought Captain America. And Captain America was like, I thought we were friends. I mean, you're usually an asshole, but I thought we were friends.
You haven't been paying attention.
Yeah. Namor is nobody's friend. So anyway, this is Captain Marvel number 30. It's a very good plus copy at $12. And then we have Captain Marvel versus a Watcher. This is a very good copy as well at $4. It's issue 36. And if you want, you get somebody's ballpoint pen crossing out a quarter. And after that, we have Captain Marvel number 38, a very good copy at $4. Once again, you get the crossed out 25 cents. But you do get the first appearance of the Lunatic Legion. Because, you know, maybe they'll make a show about them. And then we have a very good copy at $4 of issue number 40. Not only do you get the fact that they cross out the 25 cents, but somebody decides on the one area that's white on the cover to write on with that same ballpoint pen 20 cents. But it's okay. You must read Starscreech. And then we have, oh no, this is a cover that was on a True Believers. But again, it's got a lot of ballpoint pen. It's a very good copy at $4. It's the battle for the life of a galaxy, and if Marvel falls, Rick Jones dies. This is Captain Marvel number 41. Captain Marvel versus Ronan the Accuser in a purple costume. And then we have, oh, it's the Stranger again, just like our Avengers cover with the Stranger, which I can't find right now. There he is, the Stranger. Okay, so this is Captain Marvel 42. It's a very fine copy because no one drew on it with ballpoint pen finally at $8. All right, and then we have Captain Marvel 43. The ballpoint pen is back. Now, this is, again, a very good copy at $4. This is Captain Marvel versus Drax the Destroyer. And then we have Captain Marvel number 44. Very good at $4 because, once again, it's the ballpoint pen series. But it's okay. He fights Drax the Destroyer and a bunch of killing machines. Oh, actually, we have multiple copies of that issue. This is not a part of the ballpoint pen series, which is why it is a very fine copy at $8. And then we have Captain Marvel number 45. Very good, $4. Rick Jones fights for his life because, you know what? If I had Rick Jones stuck in my brain, constantly talking, constantly playing his stupid harmonica, I'd choke his ass out too, all right? He's a jerk. I mean, he's the reason why Bruce Banner's the Hulk. Everyone forgets that. All right, and then we have Captain Marvel number 52, a fine minus copy at $5. And in fact, I thought I had another copy of Captain Marvel, which was actually a really good copy. Oh, yeah, I do, right here. Captain Marvel number 50, where he fights the Avengers. Now, this is actually a really good copy. This is like a very fine plus at $12. They even fight the Super Adaptoid, who, again, shows up in MODOK. All right, now we're going to move on to one of my all-time favorites, teams. I'll say it a lot. You'll get bored. In fact, it'll become a drinking game. How often does Brendan say he loves the original Defenders? How much does Brendan love Steve Englehart and Steve Gerber? Well, it's a lot. So here we go. This is Defenders, their very first annual. Oh, shoot, what's the grade on this? I don't have a grade, but it's only $5, so I imagine it's probably in like the fine minus. Yeah, because we have a little bit of wear up there. It's got that weird rolling thing, but in all honesty, it looks pretty decent. It's good. But this is the era of the Defenders where Valkyrie is a part of the team, female Red Guardian, and Luke Cage. Plus this Nighthawk guy that no one cares about. And then we have early Defenders issues. Now this is like a very good copy. You'll tell by the discoloration up here. You got a lot of creases along here, a lot of stress along the spine. But this is Defenders number 3. They fight the undying ones. It's a $13 book. And then we have Defenders number 7. Again, this is another very good copy at $6. This is where the Defenders fight Atuma, because Atuma is the great ex-boyfriend of every one of Namor's ex-flames. And then we have Defenders number 14, another very good copy, where a dude who looked like he would have had a lot of fun in a Studio 54 bathroom, Nebulon, the man who bought the Earth. He fights, again, put Silver Surfer with these 3 guys, and you have the best Defenders team of all time. This is another, I think this is a fine plus copy at $6, issue number 14. And then we have one of the funnest supervillain teams of all time. This is a very good copy. Defenders number 19 at $5. They fight the Wrecking Crew. Love the Wrecking Crew. And then we have Defenders number 20. It's clobbering time, people, because The Thing is guest starring. This is Defenders number 20. This is a fine copy at $7. They fight something from the other world. And then we have Defenders number 22, where they fight the Serpent Society, or the Sons of Serpent, excuse me. They're probably like, oh, I can't go there. It's going to be like, no, I still can't go there. Anyway, they're a political cult. Their main color is green. There's a opposite color to green that really fits with a political cult. You didn't hear me say it, but it's Defenders 22. It's a fine copy at $8. And then we have Defenders number 23. Good old Ernie Chan and Klaus Janson cover. This is a fine copy at $6. Defenders 23. What's up?
Defenders number 20 has a MODOK stamp in it.
It does?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
That's the word on the street.
Word on the street. And then here we go. A very early appearance of the Guardians of the Galaxy. This is the Defenders number 26. Now, this is a fine plus copy at $11. 11. That's such an arbitrary number. If anyone's interested in this, you can have it for 10. And then we have, who did this cover? Oh, it is a Kirby cover. Kirby Al Milgrom cover. So here you go. No interiors, but you get a Kirby cover. Hey, man, this is the big one. Growing Man, the big one. Some guy named Cobalt Man.
Cool.
Man, I love these names. Cool. Defenders number 43. It's a fine copy at $4. $4 for a cool Kirby cover. All right. So there is all of that. All right. So what's up next?
Oh, it is. Yeah, you're right.
What? What were they right about?
It's a Gil Kane cover.
Oh, it's a Gil Kane cover.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Right.
Nice.
It's Klaus Janson.
Klaus Janson. All right. What's up next? What do we want to do? Al, how much time do we have before our hard out?
About 10 minutes.
About 10 minutes is it?
Just about.
All right. Okay. All right. Let's what do we want to do? What do we want to do? Speaking of Kirby. Let's try this little guy here. All right. No one's interested. Come on, man. Art of Neil Gaiman. $25 plus. Hello. Last Temptation. All right. So, a series that many of you were unaware of because no one talks about it, but it's so cool. Part of the return of Kirby to Marvel in the 70s was Devil Dinosaur. That's right. Devil Dinosaur, number 1 from 1978. First appearance of Devil Dinosaur and Moon Boy, which is probably a slur nowadays. Moon Boy?
Boys.
Yeah. I mean, come on, people. This is a very fine plus copy at $30. And with that, we have issue number 2, War with the Spider God. This is a fine copy at $6. And then we have issue number 4, where they fight a bunch of GoBots. Yeah. Kirby already is ahead of his time, and he's already drawing GoBots into his dinosaur story with his monkey boy. Devil Dinosaur number 4, very fine plus copy at $12. And then we have Devil Dinosaur number 5, The Kingdom of the Ants. It's like the movie Them, except with a red dinosaur. Very fine near mint copy at $14. And then we have Devil Dinosaur number 6. Moon Boy gets a Moon Girl. All right, not to be confused with the Moon Girl in the series. It's a very fine near mint copy at $14. And look how jealous Devil Dinosaur is. He is not happy about Moon Boy finding a date. And then last but not least is Devil Dinosaur number 7, a very fine copy at $10. All right. So we got those. Now, because again, we're at 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes.
It's 7:47.
7:47. We have a hard out at 7:58,
I believe.
Okay. All right.
I think, Jerry, is that correct? Are we still 7:58 tonight?
Okay, so I'm going to do something with these bundles, like a couple bundles I have here, with a little giveaway. I apologize. I'm taking up a bunch of time. Oh, here we go. All right. So.
Yeah, I think, 750.
750. All right. Okay, let me just.
Cool.
Grab some
So
stuff.
we're gonna close out the show with some bundles, people.
Well, okay. So we have these bundles here constitute an entire series. Okay. We had a few episodes ago. We had this series. I think it was like maybe 3/4 of the entire series. Mr. Williams, hey bud, he grabbed them all. So we were lucky enough to be able to not only recreate those entire bundles, but we were able to get the sister series plus the last 2 bundles that would constitute the entire series. So with that said, I'm obviously talking about the 1993 hit X-Men 2099. Okay, so I'll show you those bundles in a second. But the first thing is I want to give an incentive here. Okay, if any of these bundles interest you, I would love for you to get your hands on them. But if by any chance you are somebody who's sitting there going, man, I need some of that good hit of 90s nostalgia, especially mixed together with a bunch of esoteric X-Men characters that have never been seen ever again. And just to be clear, none of this is in print. So if you don't have these single issues, you don't have these comics. But I'm going to give you a couple incentives. If you want all of these bundles together, I will give you these 2 books for free. So just so we're clear, this is the gold foil variant edition of X-Men 2099 #1 that was exclusively distributed or sold by Diamond in 1993. Now, this book usually retails for around $20 or so. We have it here for $15. But again, if you're interested in all these bundles, this is yours. And to sweeten the pot, you get probably one of the best 2099 series, the very first issue of Doom 2099. It's a $5 book, even though it kind of retails for a little bit more, but I don't know really what the interest is, so who knows? But we have it for $5. So these books together, it's about $20 worth in retail value. So with that said, we have here the first bundle is X-Men 2099, now issue 1 through 6, $8 bundle. There you go, all 6 issues. And then we have X-Men 2099, issue number 7 through 12, also $8. Now, here's the one caveat of all of this. I keep saying complete series. I kind of feel that way, except for one thing. We're missing issue 13. I looked it up. It's not that unique. It's not that special. You can find it online for like $2. So this is X-Men 299, the 3rd bundle of the series. This is issue 14 through 18. But to sweeten the spot, to sweeten the deal, because issue number 13 is not a part of here, I throw in the X-Men 2099 special. So there you go. So you still get a full 6-issue bundle of this series. Then you have X-Men 2099 issues 19 through 24. Again, $18. Then you get X-Men 2099 issue 25 through 30. All right. Now that is also $8. And the final bundle of this specific series, we'll get to the other bundle in a second, is X-Men 2099 issue number 31 through 35, plus the original graphic novel Oasis, not to be confused with the band. I wonder, because this probably came out in this would have been like a year or 2 before. It doesn't matter. This was illustrated, painted by the Greg and Tim Hildebrandt, who were really big in the 90s, but are they still alive? Anyway, this is $8, and that completes the entire series. But at the time, there was a sister series that tied in directly to the main series, especially in the back end. That was the book X-Nation 2099. Now, what's unique about this book, first of all, it was only a 6-issue series. Even though they probably meant for it to be an ongoing, at the time when this series came out in 1986, the 2099 line was about to be done. But one unique thing about this series is this is some of the earliest Marvel work by Humberto Ramos and some of the earliest work of Ed McGuinness. So you got two epic artists on this one little series here. So that's a 6-issue X Nation, $20.99, $8. All right, so just in case, I mean, if you want individual bundles we're having, go for it. If you want to buy one of these just for the nature of the price of it, that's fine as well. But if you want to get them all together, I will give you these two, sight unseen, free. So there we go with that. Now, with that said, what time is it?
We got 5 minutes.
5 minutes, okay.
5 on the button.
5 on the button. Should we try anything? Should we push it?
I don't know. Is anybody interested in?
Do you guys want to see more bundles? You want me to rush through some things?
Any books you want us to go over again?
Man, what do I have? I got a bunch of stuff. I mean, I got tons of stuff. Just don't know what people are wanting.
Where are you going on vacation?
What's that?
Where's your vacation?
Oh, we're going to the Catskills. We're camping. We're taking Parker camping.
Nice.
Yeah. Gonna get away. You know, be away from people. Hang out in the woods. I don't know. Probably eat mushrooms that poison me.
Careful up there, buddy.
Yeah, I know, right? Man, fun time, guys. It's been a blast. I mean,
don't forget, everybody, Heroes Reborn #4. If anybody's, I don't know who's still reading that.
oh wait, you know what's coming out next week? Isn't the Milestone relaunch?
Oh, is that
right?
next week?
Yeah. Make sure.
Yeah, right. Milestone returns. Infinite Edition 0 issue starts.
Okay, so anyone who is interested in, we're not talking about teriyaki, but anyone who's interested in the Milestone characters, the Milestone IP, DC is relaunching them. They've been teasing it for a while now. At one point, they were about to take it back. I don't know why, but it's official. This Wednesday coming up, Milestone returns. Infinite Frontier #0 is coming out. The Milestone characters are coming back, and then soon after that 0 issue, we're getting a new Static Shock series, a new Icon series, and I think Hardware. I'm pretty sure Hardware is the 3rd title. It's going to be 3 titles. Yeah. And then what other books are coming out next week that are pretty cool?
Lord Howard Hurts. It was Defenders #26. $11. You can have it for 10.
You can have it for 10. Okay. 11 is such a weird, arbitrary number. I don't like that number. It like makes my head hurt or something. In fact, like I had a book. It was like $9, and I just couldn't. I was like, no, I'll make it 8. I don't know why. It kind of it bothers me. Maybe it's like my synesthesia or something.
Oh, Philadelphia's starting again this week.
Oh man, how long was that hiatus going for?
I don't know, 3-4 months.
Yeah, it was
maybe like December.
All right,
It wasn't too long. That's a book that people ask about though.
That's a book I'm looking forward to. Hey, did anyone pick up Red Room from this past week by Ed Piskor?
Shout out to anybody who picked up Red Room. That book is
right.
fierce.
That book is. I couldn't believe that it's actually a series. I thought it was just a one shot. Then I got to the end of the issue. It was like, to be continued. And I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's going on the alternative wall.
No.
If you haven't picked it up yet, look for it on the alternative wall.
Yeah, it's brutal. Yeah. I mean, like awesome, but it's not for the faint of heart. Okay. Maybe someone's about to yell at us right now for But anyway, everyone, we're getting close to the end, so we'll start there. We cool? Okay. All right. Again, what time is it? Yeah, we got like 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
2 minutes left in the
2 minutes time.
Let's see what else is coming out. Batman Black and White #6.
Okay.
Fortnite 0 Point #2, second print. That's probably for people that specifically asked for it, so just forget I said that. Other History of the DC Universe #4.
Great series.
That's a big one. Anybody reading that? That's been really good.
It's been excellent. Yo, did anyone read The Good Asian #1 from a few weeks ago?
That book was excellent.
Dude, that title was awesome.
Yeah, no, that's going to be something really good.
Yeah, and hey, speculators, you want to get on? It reads like a perfect movie or series. Not that even though, let's be honest, I hate that idea that most comics now read like they're a movie pitch.
I didn't read Infidel, which was their previous series.
Oh, I didn't read. Yeah, that was the monster one.
It was definitely the same writer. I don't know if it was the same artist. But yeah, I didn't. And I'm pissed because we had it for the longest, and now it's like out of print.
Oh, that sucks. But The Good Asian, that was a good title, man. I mean, well, first issue. And hey,
yeah, no, it's very good.
What's the best compliment you can ever give a comic book issue? The fact that you immediately want to read the next one.
I mean, yeah.
And I got to the end of that issue, and I was like, oh, man, I want to read that. Yeah.
Reptile #1. Anybody interested in that?
Oh, the Reptile. That's the, hey, if anyone wants the first appearance of Reptile, Avengers Academy presents Reptile. We have it.
Bay Ray Bill. Oh, and the 25th issue of Black Panther.
Oh, that's the final issue, right?
The final Coates
So,
issue.
yeah, Tanisha Coates' final Black Panther issue is coming out this next Wednesday. Yeah.
Well, thank you, everybody, for watching. We're pretty.
Oh, so we're pretty much
we're up against it.
Oh, yes.
Closing it out. And if you want to see Brendan do that dance, you just everybody bring in a couple dollars, and we'll get him to do it. Get it on camera for you, or he'll do it for free right now. Either way.
That would be the women who are like, ooh. Everybody, thank you so much. We really appreciate all your time and energy. We look forward to hopefully seeing you all next week, same time, all that kind of stuff. Take care. Be well. Enjoy your week. Peace.